Hi everyone, let's talk about Dungeon Petz, which is just another quirky, unique, brilliant game from designer Vlada Chvátil. He also designed Through the Ages, Dungeon Lords, Galaxy Trucker, and probably his best known now is Codenames. But back when he was making the really heavy, meaty games, this was his kind of his wheelhouse. Really, he is so good at making these complex designs that are also incredibly thematic, and it really helps with the rules explanations as well. The rules for his games are great and always have kind of funny little asides and thematic explanations of what is going on. Like, I don't know if it came up in the playthrough, but if the pets ever don't get adopted when they're in the upper section and they go off, they get removed from the game, but then the stalls get an extra meat in there the next round, and the rulebook's kind of like, don't want to say where that's coming from, but that's what happens. And there's a lot of little, like, the things that I tried to show in the playthrough, the little descriptions of the exhibitions and the people buying the pets and the pets themselves and stuff. It's a really funny, strange little world that this is set in, and it's a kind of sequel. Maybe timeline-wise, it's related in the world of Dungeon Lords, where we were building dungeons to try and stop adventurers from being able to get through. Those Dungeon Lords now are the customers in Dungeon Petz, and we want to be making the best pets for them. So theme-wise, in terms of just the actual taking care of your pets, it is really fun just trying to. Like, it starts out being really fun and then gets really overwhelming, but in a good way, of trying to assign these cards. You draw more and more cards as you get more pets, and as they get older and have more needs, you end up with this enormous hand of cards that you need to work out, not just to keep your pets from running away or injuring too many of your imps, and you're not going to have enough to place for worker placement next round. You want to make them do well in the exhibition and have the customers clamoring for them and paying top dollar for them and all these things. But yeah, there's so many different ways that you can go about it, and that's one of the great things, that you don't have to necessarily go for a certain route. There are lots of ways to get what you want in it. But yeah, it comes at a lot of work, really. It is a brain-burning game, especially if you get to that point where you've got 4 pets and some of them are really old and have got a ton of need bars, and you need to assign all of these things, but you haven't got enough food and stuff, so you have to work out, what imps have I got left? Do I make the sacrifice in the worker placement portion? Because it's all tied together really nicely, that it has this kind of Tamagotchi, look after your pets kind of gameplay, but it is all very, very tightly interconnected with the worker placement aspect of the game, which is cool in its own right as well. That worker placement, classic, tons of things use it in various ways. I don't think anything else that I've played really uses it like Dungeon Petz, where you are making groups out of your workers. You have a fair few workers, maybe a few too many if you forget to take the expansion ones out like I did. But yeah, you are grouping the workers up to try and get first dibs. There is a first player, but if they don't have the biggest group of workers, they aren't going first in the round. And you can overshoot that as well. You can really think that there's going to be heavy competition for something, put a load of imps and gold together maybe in it, and then see when everyone's revealed, oh wow, I am paying so much over the odds for this thing that I wanted. Do I just bring all of this back now because you don't have to spend it? Do I still go for this and pay so much for it when everybody else is clearly not very bothered about what's out on the board? And conversely, there is sometimes really, really heavy competition, especially in the 2-player game. I have to imagine, because I've only really played it 2 players, where some rounds you can see the neutral minions that are going to move around and block certain spaces. You can see that there is going to be there's only going to be one space available to get another cage, and that might be vital to you if you want to get another pet, especially early on when there aren't customers and stuff. The other player might just take the cage away from you, and you would be stuck, especially if you've been foolish and gotten a pet first. But add to all of that all of the different artifacts that you can get in the game. Do you put your imps on the platform to make more points when you sell your pets and things? Huge variety of pets in the game. And then I didn't use it in the in the playthrough because if all of the craziness that's in this isn't enough, there is the Dark Alleys expansion, that adds, combinations of foods, new worker placement spots, more minions, more pets, more different types of cages and add-ons and things. It just, it extends the game a little bit more. And we've only played it with the expansion one time, and we're like, we love Dungeon Petz, but wow, there was so much going on in this now. It's already a pretty meaty, brain-burning game that, it was just on our threshold of, is this getting a little bit too much? But Dungeon Petz, as it is, I absolutely love it. There's nothing really like it at all. And in terms of the way the mechanisms work themselves, but also in the theme of raising these pets, I can't really think of anything other than maybe much lighter card games, filler games. I can't really think of anything else along these lines. I'm sure now I'm going to get in the comments some really obvious things that I've missed out. But another brilliant one from Vlada Chvátil. And looking forward to when he does another big meaty game. Dungeon Petz. Hi everyone.